Good evening, viewers, and welcome to an exciting episode of the Men's Lounge right here on ETV Ghana. Look, every Thursday, time check when it's 9 p.m., definitely we're going to come back to you with the favorite discussions. We always come back to discuss the things that you really want to hear about. And so last week we spoke about the looks of a woman. I mean, does it really matter to men? In the end, it really did matter, but we also did state that there are sometimes also too much. When you are black, let us see that you are black. Don't go and, you know what I mean. When it's not there, it's not there. Don't. We spoke about all these things and the fact that we do appreciate them, but they are Monteso, limited. So this week we'll be talking about dealing with an ambitious woman. That will be the topic. And I have two gentlemen. I'll be going to them soon. But before that, before my very first break, I wish to also acknowledge Kasa Preko, who has always been with us for this particular season. Thank you very much to Kasa Preko. Alomo Betes for being part of this show. We thank you. We'll take our very first break. When we're back, we delve into action. Please stay tuned. All right, so welcome back, viewers. If you're just joining us, it's the Men's Lounge on ETV Ghana. Just as we always do it every Thursday at 9 p.m., we welcome you to our lounge. We discuss all the topics that you want to hear about. Feel free and join us on all our social media pages, and the handle is at ETV Ghana. Also, feel free to start sending us your messages through WhatsApp on 020-2222-054. I repeat, 020-2222-054. So, we're going to go straight to the topic. And what I'll do today is I'll allow my guests to introduce themselves. Very, very handsome gentlemen, and they have so much to tell us. But like I said, the topic today is dealing with an overly ambitious woman. An overly ambitious woman. Almost every woman is ambitious. At least everyone has something they want to be or they want to do. Or they have plans, they have a focus. But some are overly ambitious. And so the topic is dealing with an overly ambitious woman. Gentlemen. First of all, welcome. It's the Christmas season. As you can see me, I'm not Father Christmas actually, but you can see me in my white and red. I'm just appreciating the fact that it is the season and I need to be happy. I need to be excited about it. You know what the Christmas is about, right? Yeah. So Christ is born, okay? So he's the head. Yeah. And somewhere in the Bible it says something shall be on his shoulder. So see the body is the church, the shoulder is the head, and we are the. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not in the. You know what I mean? The thing is not coming. Anyway, guys, welcome. So I'm going to give you the chance to introduce yourselves. Yeah. I know you, Isaac. I know you, Kwesi, but of course my people don't know you. Tell us a little bit before we go.
Okay, so I am Isaac Oben.
Yeah.
An entrepreneur. Also a little bit into media. Then also strongly attached.
Strongly attached.
Strongly attached, yes. And enjoy relationship, enjoy issues about marriage, relationship, and very focused.
Nice one. So Isaac says he's strongly attached. Next time when he's coming, I'll have him wear a mask so we don't even look at him. Where's he?
Yeah.
Akwaba.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
My name is Benjamin Kwesi Dolabio. I'm a land surveyor. I work with the survey department. Let's just leave the rest there.
You leave the rest there.
Yes.
I'm interested in something.
What are you interested in?
Dollar bill. So his name is Benjamin Kwesi. First of all, which one is the surname?
Dollar bill.
Dollar bill is the surname.
Yes.
Chai, you off return. So then, anyway, I'll leave that. I'm sure we can come back to that. I need to really understand how Dollar bill, the name and everything. But look, the topic we are discussing today is dealing with an overly ambitious woman. I think we should start from somewhere. Probably start from trying to define who an ambitious woman or probably who an overly ambitious woman is. Who wants to take the start?
All right. Let me come.
Let's go.
So I will define someone being an ambitious person or overly ambitious person as a lady or a person who has a vision and also the strong desire to achieve that vision. But it becomes very overly when the person neglects his core responsibilities, okay, to attain those ambition or those vision or mission for which he was brought on earth. then I can classify that as someone being overly
ambitious.
Yes. Everyone has a vision.
Definitely.
Everyone has a purpose. So there is that desire, there is that inner desire to achieve that vision, to pursue it, to have it done. But if you miss your core purpose, and you want to achieve it by either foul means or whatever it is, neglecting the essence for which you are. In this sense, as a woman, your core responsibility as a woman, if you are married as a married person, your core responsibility as a married person, then you are missing the point. Hence, you are becoming overly
ambitious. Kwesi?
So we'll talk more about that.
I look at it in a very simple form. To be overly ambitious, it means that you have targets. But these targets are too big, more than necessary for you to carry. But within that same target, you have given yourself a shorter time to get there. Then you are overly ambitious. Because every target goes with a kind of time limit that you need to carry along with. But when your time is so shortened for the target, the heinous target you have created for yourself to achieve, then I will call you overly ambitious.
And so Isaac thinks that for someone of, let's say for a woman to be overly ambitious is when you kind of ignore your core essence of life, and then for the reason of what you want to be, you put in super efforts in trying to get there, possibly, I mean, in the shortest possible time. Again, I think it kind of tags along what you're saying, that, okay, so everything you want to achieve really has a certain target time or something, but you probably want to shorten and make it faster. That's the thing, like, even thieves also have ambitions. And so, would like to narrow it down a bit. I mean, look, we all agree that, look, definitely we have plans, we have ambitions, we have missions and visions. I mean, all these things come together to form our plans for tomorrow. But narrow it down to the women. You know, really, when we meet anywhere, two men or three or more are gathered, they are talking about, you know, exactly. So we can't stop. We always would have to talk. So let's narrow it to the women. Who is an ambitious woman?
Well, an ambitious woman, I would say, is just as I defined, I did a definition a few minutes ago. It's somebody who has a target in life, who has a plan, who is foreseeing something within herself and wants to attain that thing. That person is an ambitious person.
Okay.
Isaac, you take it from there.
Yes, I also believe that an ambitious woman is someone who have the strong desire to achieve a certain goal that he has set for himself. This can be in respect of his career. So he believes that at a certain age, he needs to be the CEO of a group of company, or probably he needs to rise the ladder so far as his profession is concerned. So that I will say that is someone who is very ambitious. You can also relate it to relationships. So probably at this age, he wants to have his family, he wants to have his husband, he wants them to have their own house, their own car. So there is a vision, there is a target that she has set for herself. So as such, she wants to rally everything around her in terms of resources to be able to achieve that. Then I see that person as an ambitious.
So I mean, really, these are very normal things that everyone in every walks of life has an ambition, and so everyone has that ambition. Now we go to a woman that is overly ambitious. Who is that woman?
Okay, so a woman who is overly ambitious, my professor once told me that if there becomes the need for you to do something overly, then it means the negative aspect is coming in. So a woman who becomes overly ambitious in the sense of a relationship, let me use that as an example. In the sense of a relationship, is that person who plays the relationship as a second or third so far as her priorities are concerned. So in this sense, you have a lady or a guy who is in a relationship, and so far as that guy is concerned, that lady is concerned, the relationship is less on his priorities, even though he's in a relationship. So he doesn't give time to the relationship, he doesn't contribute to the development of the relationship. Everything about her is about her profession, it's about a strong desire to achieve her goals in life. Then you realize that she is becoming overly, in the sense that her core responsibility so far as the relationship is concerned, for her being involved and contributing a part to the development of the relationship, that has been neglected.
Yeah.
Then she's fighting or pushing harder to achieve what will benefit her. Then I see such a lady as being overly ambitious, even within the shortest period of time, as my brother said. Yes. So today he is the manager of this, tomorrow he wants to move from this company to be this. Everything about her is progress, success, improvement at the discredit of the relationship. I can also relate it to marriage.
Yeah.
So in the sense of marriage, you have a wife who definitely her core responsibility, so far as Ghanaian setup are concerned, is for her to take care of the house, take care of the kids, make sure that at least he runs the home. And then he neglects all these responsibilities and pursue her career, pursue a target in life. Whether the children have eaten, whether the children are going astray, he doesn't care. Such a lady trying to push very hard to achieve her missions or her visions or what she aims for, I would say that it's been overly ambitious at the discredit of her core mandate as a woman. Because you can be successful, but if you're unable to manage your home, then I don't see you to be a successful person.
Interesting. So even successful people who have issues with managing their homes are not
successful. It's very controversial.
I tell you, we'll come back to that. So
we'll come back to that.
We try to define an ambitious woman. Now I want us to look at an overly ambitious woman in your perspective.
Yeah, you see, talking about overly ambitious woman may not necessarily be in the career world. You understand what I'm saying? She can equally be overly ambitious managing her home. Where her interest drives her, she can equally be overly ambitious in that manner, in that line. So you see, if you talk about overly ambitious person, then we are talking about anything the person desires to do and then closes the door to other ones. And then with time limits, limited enough, just to get to where she has decided to get to in life. That is overly ambitious. Then it's like you are not giving recognition to other things because there are also things that move along with the core you have.
Yeah.
But if your target is just focused on just what you want, and forgetting about others around you, then you are not being fair to your own self, and that will amount to being overly ambitious.
So that means obviously disregarding the other responsibilities that will also come along
because they all play a role in your achievement. So if you give less time to those ones, then your ambition is becoming too much towards a single or a few targets that you have in life. But you must move. Man was not made just because of we were made as you sit down there right now, brother. You read the Bible from different church backgrounds. We want to analyze right now. You come to realize that you say some people believe that you are 3 in 1.
Yeah.
Others also believe that you are maybe 2 in 1. Your soul and your body.
Finish.
That ends it. Other persons also believe that there's another third one. The spirit, your soul. And so once you are moving and you want to neglect one of them, any of them, then you are being overly ambitious, feeding just one side of it all. And that is bad.
That is bad.
And that is where the negativity comes in.
But how would you relate that to being selfish? You know, there's this thought and hearings about how, my partner is too selfish. She thinks of herself alone. My partner is too selfish. He thinks about himself alone. Does it relate in any way? Because obviously your ambitions will drive you to become selfish towards that particular target that you have, leading you to ignoring the other core responsibilities that you probably may have regarding wherever you find yourself, whether it's in a relationship or not. You get it. So then, isn't it seen as selfishness?
In a way, yes. In a way, yes. It's dependent on the subject matter. So in this case, if it is more related to, let's say, your own interest as against the partner's interest, then you are being selfish because you are giving attention to what benefits you alone as against the partner. But in a situation whereby what you are giving attention to is the collective interest of you all. So there may be some times where you have a vision and you believe that the vision, when achieved, will carry the family together, will bring the family together. Let's assume your vision is to build a house. You've given timelines. Okay, you've discussed with your partner. So, in as much as you are taking care of other activities, your number one interest is to make sure that you get the house so that the family, your wife, your children, everybody can be in there. Then that burden of renting and that burden of putting shell over your family, that is achieved. In that sense, I don't see it to be selfishness, because I see it to be
Carrying along.
Yes, carrying along the.
Yeah.
At the immediate term, the spouse or the children may not understand. But you being a visionary person as a father or as the husband or as the guy in the relationship, then you realize that when you're able to achieve that, it brings the interest of the wife, the children, and everyone on board. So that I will not see it as selfishness. But in the situation whereby you do this at the disregardment of any other thing, being it your core responsibilities as a husband, taking care of the family, you are not doing it, taking care of the house, you are not doing it. What you are even pursuing, which is career, let me use that as an example, is to your own benefit, because when you achieve it, you are being promoted, you travel alone, you do all those kind of things alone, and the wife is not benefiting from it. He calls you into order, you sit down, you discuss, you don't care, you tell him that that is what you want to do. Then I see that to be selfishness, and that at a point in time affects the relationship, and that brings that overly ambitiousness that we are
So
talking
then,
about.
would you then say that sometimes being overly ambitious has its own positive sides? I mean, really,
Yes, but it depends on how
how you look at it.
you look at it.
So, so then, is it a bad trait or a good one? I mean, for a woman to be overly ambitious.
Okay, so let me narrow it down to women. You realize that in our setup as Ghanaian, from the early 60s, from our grandparents' time till now, there was this mindset or look or brought up that were given to women in terms of how women are supposed to carry themselves, how
relate to the
as
men.
yes, relating to man. Women are not supposed to even go to school. You're not supposed to pursue career to some level. But looking at this 21st century, those things have changed. You have women having equal opportunities like men. And at the end of the day, if you see a woman being a manager, a guy is also a manager, you all rise to that level.
Yeah.
That is good. But what most of the times women tend to forget is basically neglecting their responsibilities. In as much as you rise to whatever height that you want to be, it is also a core responsibility of you to make sure that you keep the home safe. You keep check everything that is responsible.
These women don't
But
believe in
don't.
that. They don't believe
That is
I
where the
think they-
career-
they rather
this
believe in
career,
you
yes,
sharing
this
even in
career
the
women
home.
of today,
It's
they
true.
wouldn't, they see you as equals. And
So then they expect that whilst
they
they are
expect that,
away, you
oh, once
also-
I'm doing
yeah.
this, you should also be doing that. These businesses are not written anywhere in any book that this is the work of a woman.
And
You
so,
know-
and so,
Are you
no, hold on,
understand
like,
what I'm saying?
so
It's
is this a
somewhere,
bad or a
eh?
good trait? That's what I want to. Is it a bad or a good trait for a woman to be overly ambitious?
It is
the-
bad. In fact,
the over ambition can be
the,
good.
the word
I
alone.
feel
No,
it
the
can
word
be
alone.
good.
No.
So far as there is overly, then it means you've
Yes,
gone
once
beyond.
it's
you've
beyond
neglected something.
the
And
threshold.
that's not-
That
But
is where
don't you have to be overly ambitious to be able to achieve certain things?
No, you don't need to be
You
overly
don't-
ambitious.
You don't think so?
You need to be
No.
ambitious.
you need to
Everyone is.
Yes, no, not everyone.
But the word is overly ambitious.
So far as you become
And that is where
overly,
the negativity
then
comes
what
in.
it means is that basically you are downplaying everything to target something despite the consequences.
Of course, what if your partner understands that, look, this is the kind of wife I have. I know she's up to this, and so look, for this time, I'm going to be okay and support her to get it done, even though I know she's being overly ambitious.
Then that is where the management comes
Are
in.
you saying we are
That is
supporting
where-
the negativity?
That is where the management comes
That's
in.
where the management
You
comes
know,
in.
let me. This applies to men and ladies. You realize that in your career life, as you rise on the ladder or along the ladder, it gets to a point where you are soaked into the power that comes with it. So let's assume you are the CEO of a group of companies. You enjoy the position because it comes with reverence, it comes with a lot of money, it
Yeah.
comes with opportunities
Yeah.
and those kind of things. And at that point in time, you need a strong man or a strong woman to be able to call you into order.
To order.
Because don't forget that as you rise, your responsibilities increases.
Yeah.
As your responsibilities increases, you also tend to neglect other responsibilities. So that you tell your husband, husband, today I have a meeting, board meeting, blah, blah, blah. Take good care of these issues. He has done it once, he has done it twice. Then you tend to see that to be
It becomes his business.
responsibility. That is where the issue comes in.
Well, so interesting. So we are trying to ascertain whether a woman being overly ambitious is good or bad. It's seeming or it's looking like it's bad, but I still think that it has its own positives. I'm going to take this second break. When we're back, we should ride into it again. Please stay tuned. Men's Lounge, as we always do, we try to give you tips to propel you in preparing to be a better man tomorrow. As we always say that the younger folks coming after us need this kind of education so that they can be better men. That is why we have the Men's Lounge. If you're just joining us, it's the Men's Lounge on ETV every Thursday at 9 p.m. So we are discussing an overly ambitious woman, okay, in a relationship. That's where we are so far, and we are getting a lot of discussion and thoughts from Isaac and then Kwesi, doing much justice to it. So before we left, we're talking about whether it's a good or a bad trait, and obviously there seem to be less good in there.
Less good.
Well, the women are hearing, look, the over-ambitious women, we beg you. It's not that we don't like, we like you, but limit it a little bit. We are ready to support, just limit. But when we are supporting, it doesn't make us equal. You need to know that. I mean, yeah, 1-2 days I can support, but twice you need to, you know, and the men are complaining, so we need to try find a way of stopping. But let's find out this. So does an overly ambitious woman make a good partner?
Yes.
No, wait, oh. We are men, oh.
Yes.
People will look at partners with certain reasons. The
Yes.
question is, why would you marry? Why do you love this person? People have their own reasons why they are there. So
Yeah.
whether they're ambition or overly ambitious, whatever, they may either care or not. So my question is, does an overly ambitious woman make a good partner?
Yeah, that's what the answer is, yes and no.
Crazy?
Yes.
Yes and no?
Yes.
Let me hear you. Why is it yes and no?
It's yes because if overly ambitious woman makes a good partner, then she is under management. Then she will make a good partner. Once she's under management and she subdues herself to management, then she will make a good partner. But you see, when she has that ambition and the pride is there as well, she doesn't make a good partner, especially with proper men of today's type. I use the word proper men. I want to say proper men, to define the proper men to be men who are men proper, who understand what a man is about. A man is a head, and that's what from our normal books, Bible and whatever our religion tells us. So a proper man, even if you picked him from the gutters and you brought him to your house, and you will not take simple orders that, I won't use the word orders, but directions. You wouldn't like to take that. Then that man will not take, you can't make a good partner with that person.
All right, so I also believe that it is yes and no. Yes, in the sense that, as my brother said, if the woman is ready to allow herself to be managed,
That is the submissiveness.
vis-a-vis you, the man also, okay, then I see a lady or a woman being overly ambitious, rather being positive. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. I love women that are ambitious.
Every man loves a woman who is ambitious because you would love to be mentioned by that woman.
I differ.
That woman of yours.
I differ. There are some men, when they see their wives being ambitious, they see them to be threats. Or they also see them
It's a fact.
It's a fact. And they also see them to be trying to rub shoulders with them.
Yeah.
You get me? Men by nature, we are egos. And we'll always want our women to be down us and
I don't
No,
think,
no,
I don't
that-
think it's
that
every
also
man.
I don't
think
believe
it's
that.
every
I also
man
don't
that
be-
wants
no, no,
their
I also
woman to
don't
be-
believe in that one.
Some
I
men
believe that.
may
I also
prefer
don't
that
believe in
their
that one, that
women,
men
you
would
know,
love to-
are seen as being in probably in the, for lack of a better expression, are seen to be in the limelight than them, the men.
But few.
But at least some.
Yes, but few. But the truth, I'm trying to see this in perspective of what our culture has been. In fact, when you interview a lot of men, most men want to be high there in terms of academics and even in terms of profession, and married to someone who, even though is closer, but make sure that the person is a little bit below. Okay, that has been it by our culture, but now things are trying to change, and things trying to change. That is why I say I love women that are ambitious. But if you are overly ambitious and you are ready to listen, you are ready to plan together,
be
then
managed.
it helps. Or to be managed. No, not even to be managed, to allow yourself to be managed. You know, you want to
That's where the submissive.
you want to manage a woman, but if he's telling you that he's not going to allow you to manage her, trust me, you have a lot of difficulty dealing with that lady.
You'll be carrying
But if
her.
the person allows herself to be managed, that effort of being overly ambitious can now be a resource.
Okay.
You get me? So you have a lady who is very, very ambitious, overly ambitious, and everything that is set, she's able to achieve it. If the lady or the woman is ready to subdue you as a husband, to be able to plan with you, to take advices, then you realize that at the end of the day, whatever you guys are doing collectively is to the benefit of the relationship or to the benefit of the marriage. Example, you have a lawyer who is a lady you want to marry, and you're also a businessman. These are two people that are up there. The lady is very ambitious. You, the guy, also, you are very ambitious. Okay? In as much as you all have your career path, you want to marry, you need to build a home, a family. What do? At a point in time, there need to be sacrifices. Who takes care of the family? Who takes care of the house? Who takes care of this? All these things have to be discussed. And then you now refer to the Bible. What does the Bible say? In fact, when I was given this topic, I was trying to ask some questions. And I got to realize that no matter how well or how much you want to entrust a man to take care of the house, the man by nature does not nurture a home. But a woman by nature, or by how God has created a woman, nurtures a home.
Yeah.
So you can leave a man to take care of the house. Within 1 month, 2 months, he'll be fed up. You leave a baby with a man, you come back and the room is scattered.
Yeah.
But women can put the house in order, organize the place, and make sure that everything is intact. The same way you will lose your job as a man, and the woman may be sufficient, financially sound, and you want to take care, probably give you something to be, until you get a good job or you get another job. But trust me, as men, if you are soaked by the fact that you always receive money from the woman, it will get to a time the woman will also be fed up. Why? Because women are by nature not created to also be given taking that responsibility of a man, giving chop money, taking care of the house. So everyone, according to the Bible or by nature, have a role to play.
Yeah.
If as a woman being very overly ambitious, you realize that this is your responsibility and this is what you need to do. And in as much as the man is stepping day in, day out, or at a point in time to take care of part of your responsibility, but when you come, you appreciate it, you thank him, and you go back to your responsibility to do it. Then you realize that the family can grow. Now, this woman is very ambitious. He is pursuing a project which is to the collective interest of the family. He sits with the husband. They agree on it. He gives you a year or two. Go in. It will benefit all of us. He's take care of the house. You come, then you now see 1 or 2 things ajar or just left there. Then you start complaining. But I left the house for you. Couldn't. As soon as you do that, men by nature, our ego will play. Then we'll ask you to come back and take it or take care of the house. And if you refuse, that is where the man will want to tell you that he's the man. Oh, yes. Men by nature have egos. But you know,
we're born with that.
yes.
But
if you're able to manage it, husband, okay, I'm back. It was left for this. Let me do it myself. Or as soon as you enter, you realize that he is doing it. But you go hurriedly to go and take that and you want to do it yourself.
Knowing that it probably what's your, I call your responsibility.
You are back home and you want to take your core responsibility to do it. Then you realize that. But some women, you give in the rope 1, 2, 3. They want to take advantage.
They don't like to hear it.
You
Don't say it again. They don't like to hear it.
Sorry. But that is the fact.
Don't say
That is the fact. Ladies, am I lying? That is the fact.
No, listen.
That is the fact. But you know, it's quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
The lawyer case and the
businessman.
businessman case. Let's assume they are all very ambitious. In fact, overly ambitious.
In fact, I'm actually going to go to that, and that is my next thing I was going to ask, and I would ask that. So, is there a room where there can be two parties, both overly ambitious and in a relationship? What kind of home? What kind of environment would it be like?
Okay, so there is a room, but it's few, and there should be something that will always bring them together. So you pick the lawyer, I said, and the businessman.
Why do you keep using lawyer in business?
Okay, let me change it. So
no,
a
don't
contractor.
Change it. Don't change it. I want to know whether there is a particular case that you probably want to make reference to.
Oh, the viewers are watching. They know. They know what lawyers are capable of doing. You know, my colleague lawyers or my friends' lawyers. Please, you know that you don't bring the law issues to the house, but sometimes you tend to object and intervene. As said, but back to the subject matter. You realize that even though they are all overly ambitious, what will keep them together is that if they agree that, okay, let's build something for us as a family. So no matter how extent the spouse, being it the wife or the woman, will be overly ambitious, as he's progressing in his success, he knows that the resource and everything that he's doing is to help the core responsibility that the both of you have created together. The same way the man also, being a businessman, if he gets a contract, if he gets the links, he knows that the net effect of it, which is the profit or money that is also coming to it. Yeah. So you are all growing something together so that at a point in time, if you all retire or you decide to leave your businesses and come and take over that business and grow, then you know that you've built something for yourself. That is where you see two people being overly ambitious playing, because they have a common goal. They have something that is holding them together. But if that is not there, trust me, they'll have issues. Because the Mr. Right and it will play. I'm right. This person says I'm right.
Right, and now we don't know who is right and who is
right.
wrong. Kwesi, is there, or are there such situations? Is there room for two partners being overly ambitious?
Yeah, there are. There are. Like he was just saying, you will have two partners overly ambitious. That is right from the beginning of their relationship. They declare to each other what their cores were in life, as to what they wanted to achieve in life. So then you see, those, when it comes to such people, there is something that is holding them together in this relationship they have, they find themselves. That is what drove them. They felt that, one felt that you understand me. The other also felt that, yes, the other friend also understands me. For which reason, we have a common ground to play. Are you getting it? So there are people like that. But the other side of it also could be that when in the business of growing whatever they had in mind, there is a twist a little in the minds of another person, one of them, then serious issue will break up. And so it is possible, yes, you can have those families. It's also possible you have the other one. But when there is anything cropping up in a negative, then you will see one person. You will see that in that relationship, there will be a problem.
So along the line, what are some of the things that will probably bring this negatives cropping up?
Okay, good. The negatives may be, as we were discussing, we all decided to pursue our focus in order to make our home fine. Then, along the way, especially with the men, along the way, because of your other responsibilities. Let me narrow the thing to money aspect. Along the way, let's say the two of them decided to, drop money somewhere in one common fund to raise up the family.
Yeah.
Then along the way, the man is not able to, for some few reasons, because men, per our nature, the setting we come from, our responsibilities are so many that this one will call you, this one will call you, this one will call you. But the women are not it's not like that for them as men. And so when it happens that your
I differ.
You do?
Yeah, I differ.
Let him finish.
I differ. The women responsibilities
No,
are
hold
many.
on. You hold them finish
Are
what I'm
many
saying.
than even
But,
them.
but he's narrowing to cash, to money.
Yeah.
Yes,
financing.
cash.
Yes,
It's-
cash.
You have the woman
So
taking
if
care
it
of
happens
his
that way,
family
no.
members.
No, listen.
You have the woman taking care of his personal needs. You know women, and you have a woman taking care of. You know, women are very compassionate. So he sees this person, he wants to go and help.
Who told you that? No,
But men,
you have
but
it wrong.
most men are.
You
also-
have it wrong.
also
You have it wrong,
compassionate.
brother.
Well, you compare women
You have
and
it
men.
wrong.
Most of the time, it's
Men are
women
more
that do.
compassionate than the women.
You sure?
Women, they don't give out their monies.
You sure?
Hey,
Women.
Kwesi,
women,
no,
you
no,
know what
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
you
Kwesi,
know-
Kwesi,
serious.
It's true.
Kwesi,
Women don't
Kwesi,
easily give money.
Really?
Are you
Oh,
sure?
yes.
No, but
Women
I
don't
think it's the
usually
other way
give
I
around.
think
It's the other way around.
I'd rather I'm tempted to go with
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
It's
okay,
the other
that's
way
your mind
around.
anyway. But
It's the other way
let the
around.
viewers
Because
viewers
women
speak.
are
I'm
very
telling you that
compassionate.
women don't easily
They
give
see
money.
something and they want to go. In fact, if they,
It
that
is
is
the
why
men.
women that is why
It-
women are able to take care of children, because if the woman has not even eaten, you make sure that the child.
Ah,
Eat
oh, no,
first.
no.
Not all women, though.
What I'm what I'm
It's true,
what I'm
but
saying,
majority.
my
Majority.
friend is not getting me. I'm saying that women don't easily give money. You see, I was talking about giving money outside. So the fund is not growing anymore because your responsibilities are growing
Yeah.
outside. Now, when the responsibility begins to grow outside, you can't drop in money, and then that is where the woman begins to let you understand that, hey man, it's only my money that's going in there. There'll be trouble. But to tell you the truth, it's men who give money. Ah, you know how we give money. Are you saying you don't know how
No,
we give money?
Hey, Kwesi,
You
don't
give-
bring
you
me-
No, you know
No,
it.
don't bring
We
me-
give money.
Don't bring
We
me-
are easy giving. Look,
no.
see a man, see somebody sitting by the road somewhere. The man be giving money. Than
Oh, I mean,
No,
yeah,
that-
I mean,
that-
that's
you
we
know,
always do.
I mean, yes, we give money. Money goes
I-
off our fingers just
And you are
easier
saying
than
the
women.
don't give.
You
I
know-
think the
Women,
also
you know-
give.
women, no, women,
you
yes,
know,
are this.
let's-
they pull
let's-
to themselves. That is how come my friend is saying that women are able to feed the home, their children. Yes, it's true. They pull to themselves, but we give.
Only that belongs to them.
Yes, we will give out
Let's
as
be
well.
clear. Are you trying to say we give out as in our
Extended.
fiancés? Because I know guys do well with ladies that they have interest in. You know, he doesn't mind you pick
No,
the
no,
lady,
not
go and
only
sit
that, not only
somewhere.
that.
Those
Not
are
only-
those
not
are the
only
core
that.
reasons why a man.
Maybe,
No, not only that,
maybe
not
it's
only
part
that.
of what Kwesi is saying, that look, men have a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
It may be part.
If-
Kwesi,
if that is it, then I admit.
Why are we? Look, hold
But
on. Kwesi is
No,
saying-
are you narrowing
No,
to
hold
your
on.
fiancés
Kwesi,
and all that?
hold
No.
on, hold on. You are here
Yeah, I'm here.
talking about the other
But you
responsibility.
need to ask a question properly. You need to ask a question properly.
Are you saying
Uh-huh.
that the monies that the men give, that the women don't give, are we saying that they are? You know, I told you. I
No,
wanted
no,
to
you
discuss
come out,
this
come out,
issue of
let me
side
see,
chicks. So the other responsibility of some
side
other
chicks.
girls,
They're
side
side
chicks,
chicks.
and all those things
No,
play a role.
No.
It is.
No, Kwesi says no. I
No,
want to hear
no,
him.
no. That is not what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let's hear you.
Yes, the side chicks could be there, but you see, I'm talking about responsibilities outside,
Like,
like your families. You send even the woman's family. Her relations comes to visit. You won't just watch them to go. You are the one who gives the money. You do all those things to cover up all
Yeah,
those matters.
yeah.
That is where I'm coming from. No, side chicks are just your own responsibilities. That I don't care about that one.
It's
I'm
just
talking
zero,
about.
that one is usually 0.01%. I'm
It,
told.
it doesn't even. Many zeros come before the one.
viewers, is it true? Viewers, is it
You
true?
understand?
No.
No, but it's part of us. We do. Men do.
You know, there are some men,
Uh-huh.
okay, who don't take care of the house.
Yeah.
But when they go out there,
They spend.
they spend on women.
What is propelling him to go out there to spend on women,
That
but
is
not in
another.
home?
That is another
That's another topic we
discussion.
need to discuss.
That is another.
And so see, that is where my point, that the question again comes in, that so when you have two people who are overly ambitious, do they fit? Can they be? I don't want to say compatible, but can they survive in a relationship really? Because it's beginning to seem or feel as though the little trigger of anything can become a huge problem.
It is true.
It is true.
But I also believe that it is compatible if you can be overly ambitious, but you should be ready to sacrifice. You get me? I have my ambition in life. She will also have her ambitions in life. How do you plan that both parties' interests come to play? So let's assume you've gotten married. You can sit and say, okay, within the space of 10 years or 15 years, we are building a good family where the foundations will be good. So what happens? Yes, pursue your career as a man. The woman will also be working though that his focus is not going to be in pursuing as a career. Why? Because you've given yourself 15 years to build that family.
Yeah.
After 15 years, the man, you should try as much as possible to go all out to make sure that the woman also attains his career in terms of his ambition and what he wants to do. Then by 15 years, at least your first child will be around 14 years, 15 years, 13 years thereof. If you're able to train the child very well, he'll be willing to take some responsibilities. So taking care of the house, making sure you go, you come back, and those kind of things. It's all about planning and how you channel your own ambitiousness to play. But if you're unable to manage, that is why I say, is the woman ready to be submissive and also ready to be managed?
And is the man
Is
also
the man
ready
also
to-
ready
Exactly.
to be
I didn't,
submissive?
yes. Because
So if those sacrifices don't play,
Uh-huh.
if those readiness to be managed don't play, okay, especially when you are discussing issues where egos are playing, it is only fair that as a man you take a break and listen to what a woman is saying. You may dispute it, or you may say it's not true. But sometimes when you listen, you go and sit and you think through. You reason with the woman. Most of the times, as guys, we don't want to accept losing in the debate.
no, but I don't remember hearing any guy really for real, like factually winning any argument with a woman at home. I'm told that men always lose the argument.
Oh, you lose because
you-
after the
you-
argument there is something. So you have to compromise before that something.
That-
It is
that-
very necessary. If you refuse to compromise,
Men lose those arguments because they just want the home to be peaceful.
Okay, so you decide to lose the
You
argument
just decide to
keep
lose
the
it.
peace
You
at
know
home.
that it doesn't go anywhere. So you just lose it and then
you
It's
just
cancelled.
neglect it, but it doesn't mean you.
It doesn't mean you've
It
lost.
doesn't-
Some men will
doesn't
overlook
mean that
it.
you-
Some men overlook it because of the future punishment, but in their mind,
and which will be what?
the future. Oh, if you try to win, afterwards you go and sleep. You see.
All right, viewers, so if you're just joining us, we're still in the men's lounge on ETV Ghana. We've been discussing the topic of dealing with an overly ambitious woman. I'm going to take my very last break, but before that, I'll announce the phone lines as well. It's 055-657278. I repeat, 055-657278. When we are back from this commercial break, please pick your phones, call in, let us hear your views on this topic. Please stay tuned. Come back. Before I left, I did mention the phone lines, and I'm going to repeat it again. Okay, and so it's 055-657278. Please put in your calls. Let's hear you. Let's hear your views as well, so that we know what you think about this topic. It is not only us in the lounge. Whilst you're watching us from the home, you are also part of the lounge. So I actually believe that it is okay to have someone who is overly ambitious. But again, the caution here is over time, when the woman, it goes on, we are men. I am sure for the sake of our egos, we begin to feel intimidated. Okay, yeah. How do we, is it true? For me, I think it is, but how do we deal with it?
I think it's true. I think it's true because you have a lady, okay, or a wife that you've been there with. You all of a sudden you realize.
Hold on, Isaac. There's a caller already on the line. Caller, let's hear your name and where you're calling from. Good evening. Hello. All right, so we lost the caller. Please make sure you call back. We're ready to listen to you. Isaac.
Yeah, so you have a woman, okay, who you've all started life with. All of a sudden, you realize that the woman is climbing very high on the ladder. He meets a lot of big men. He meets international people. Yeah. There are a lot of trips here and there, having engagements, taking good deals, money coming home. As a guy, at a point in time, you feel intimidated because you ask yourself, hey, so if this woman is being able to rock shoulders with all this caliber of people, going for meetings, conferences with all this kind of people, and you are nowhere to closer to them, at a point in time you worry, hey Charlie, so what
But
about
why worry? Shouldn't you rather encourage them? Shouldn't you rather support them? Shouldn't you even look for some of the business? And if, for example, if it's a job,
Yeah.
that you feel where she is, you think she can do better, shouldn't you be the one looking for these things?
That is the truth. Okay.
So why
But
feel
I'm
intimidated?
trying to speak the mind of 1,000 Ghanaians out there. That is the fact. You want to catch up. You want to push harder.
Yeah.
But there is that fear that the woman will start looking down on you. And women by nature, when they rise in their status,
When they have power.
when they have power,
Yes.
those so-called power, tend to eat into them.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Yes, not all
I
of them.
admit some of
Okay.
them.
I think
some
I
of them.
admit exactly what I
Some of
agree with
them.
him with
And
what he's saying.
they sometimes look down on men. So if you realize there are a lot of classic women that have achieved a lot in life, but they find it difficult to get men coming closer to them to either propose or to even befriend them or those kind of things. It's because of those kind of things. Because the first time you approach the lady, like, can I help you?
No, but they may not necessarily be over ambitious. They probably may have done the right things to be at a very good position in
Yes,
life.
I admit. But so far as they've gotten there, the kind of people they deal with. Let's assume you have a lady, your wife, and who has rose, no foul means, he has rose because of his ambition, being overly ambitious. And by the grace of God, that chance has opened. He now sits with the
Isaac, hold
president.
on. We'll come back to you shortly. There's a caller on the line. Caller, good evening. Please let's hear your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Maudome.
Hey, Nestina.
The name again?
I'm Tina.
Hi, Tina. Tina, let's hear you.
Yes, I'm calling from Maudome.
Please, let's hear you.
I just want to salute my boss, Ike. He's looking good. And I thank you for the topic. But I felt that the men there are being biased.
Hey.
Women, yes, the men there, Ike and the other guy are being biased. Because as a woman, Bible says that the two shall become one. So we are one. So the duty in the house, we don't have duty for the man nor for the woman.
You see,
We are all one. So the woman can sweep, the man can sweep. If the man neglected his responsibility, then the woman will take it up. That doesn't mean that the woman is too ambitious. And remember, at first, the women are not working. But today, you men go to school, I go to school, we educate ourselves. You are working, I'm working. I'm the career woman, you are a career man. So in the house, we have to share the responsibility. You people are talking about managing the woman. If the woman will allow himself to be managed, what do you mean by that?
Okay.
All right.
We have to manage ourselves because Bible says that we are one. So men, don't be biased. Women today are helping the men to achieve your goals. This time around, women will pay fees, the men also pay fees. What men can do, women, we can do better.
All right. So, Tina, thank you so much for your comment. We appreciate your contribution. Please keep watching and join us every other time when we come back with the Men's Lounge. You know how she spoke, eh?
Yeah.
I have a feeling she's a TikTok woman.
But it's true.
Oh, you know her?
True,
Oh, you know the person that called? Is she TikTok?
Very
Oh,
TikTok.
Tina is still on the line. Tina, are you TikTok?
she's
Anyway, we appreciate your call. Thank you so much for being part of this. So back to you, Isaac.
Yeah, Tina is very TikTok. What Tina is saying, to some extent, I disagree.
Yeah.
You get me? The Bible clearly states the responsibilities. A woman will be submissive to his husband, and then the husband will love the woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by our nature or by our culture, it is also clear that it is the woman that takes care of the house.
Yeah.
I
see?
stated also that you can leave a man to take care of the house, but men by nature were not created to nurture children, to nurture the home. Some men have developed that and they are able to do it. But when you put that man in the context with a woman is far
That's
better off.
Yes.
Okay, so you knowing your responsibility that, okay, despite all your ambitions, what you want to achieve, at the end of the day, you are best placed to manage the house as compared to a man. It is only fair that you pick that responsibility and do it. We will support, but don't leave that responsibility to the man, to the extent that you tell the man that, okay, go and pick a broom and sweep. What's so beba? Now what's so bana bema ne pro catch us obana dane tintinti. You know.
All right, Isaac. Unfortunately, time cannot permit us to do more, but I'll take a last word from Kwesi,
You
and
see?
then let's go.
It's a great one or two.
You see, the lady just said that the Bible says that the two shall be one. Okay. The same Bible tells us that can two move together unless
They agree.
agree? So where do they become one? They become one only when they agree.
Okay.
So if we agree that we want to pursue this, then we are one in that thing.
But if we don't
But the
agree,
marriage does not necessarily mean that you are one.
okay. Well, I guess this is where we are going to pull the curtains. We're going to draw the curtains and for this week's episode of the Men's Lounge. Please stay tuned. For next week's episode, we'll be back with another amazing topic, and we'll have, of course, very interesting people to diverge and diverse. Sorry, and diverse. No, dissect the issues exactly. Anyway, thanks to Kasapreko Alomo Bitters, we were able to bring you this show. Thank you very much for being part of this evening. We are out till next week. Please be safe.